Carburetor diaphragm mayhem. Hello my friends, and welcome to Tom's Tinkering and Adventures. Today we're working on a carburetor. I'm going to just do a real quick video. I wasn't going to do a video for this, but I had a set of carburetors delivered to me by a gentleman, a friend of a friend. I didn't really know him at all, but I was like, okay, I figured, you know, the normal stuff. And he started talking to me, and it sounds like he has a pretty good grasp on working on his motorcycle. He had removed the carburetors, he'd synced the carburetors, rebuilt them, did all that. So I was like, okay, he obviously has some grasp on working on his motorcycle, probably as good or better than the rest of us here. But he was still having issues off idle and stumbling and this and that. So I was like, okay, well, maybe you just didn't get them clean enough. So I told him, I said, I have my ultrasonic cleaner over here. I'll throw them in there, we'll clean it up really well, and we'll see what happens. So I started tearing it apart, and when I took the diaphragm cap off, this is what I saw here. So this is the diaphragm cap. This is the diaphragm that attaches to the slide. And that slide, let's look on this side here, that goes up, and you open the throttle, you open up these butterfly valves. The engine sucks air through there. Using Bernoulli's principle, wow, we're getting very scientific here. You have fast moving air, low pressure, and that causes this to rise up like that. And it allows more fuel to go through the main jet. It lifts this needle out. You can see that in there. That needle comes up, it's tapered. That needle slots into, here's our emulsion tube, slots into there and into the main jet, which is right here, just screwed into the bottom of there. That sucks fuel out of the float bowl. All right, lots of explanation here, but what happens is sometimes when people put these together, I've done this, a really good motorcycle mechanic I know, did the same thing. I actually purchased a motorcycle from them, and they thought that there was another issue, and when I took the carburetors apart, I found that 3 or 4 out of them, as a 4-cylinder bike, had the diaphragms assembled like that incorrectly. It doesn't take much. You get it in here a little bit wrong, you're trying to push this in, there's a spring, and then this cap. So it happens to the best of us, the worst of us, whatever you want to say. But likely this is the entire reason why this motorcycle is not operating correctly. Well, let me see if I can show you how this works here. I got my air compressor. Hopefully we can get set up here and I can show you how that slide raises. Let's see if we can see that thing rising. See it going up with that. Now, if that diaphragm is pinched, you're not going to have a good seal inside of this cavity, which is what causes that thing to go up. So, this quick video, which is turning into a couple minutes, if you take your carburetors apart and reassemble them, be very, very careful getting these in here. Now, this diaphragm has been pinched right here, so maybe it will work, maybe it won't. We're going to find out here shortly. Actually, let me just go ahead and put that back together, and we'll see if we can get a good seal on that one. And if that's the case, I'm probably just going to do a quick clean on the rest of the carburetor and then give it back to him and let him try it out. There it is, reassembled. Got our air nozzle in there. Doesn't take much pressure. It should go up smoothly and back down smoothly. So chances are we found the issue that he was having with this motorcycle and solved it pretty simple. Yeah, so one more thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to drill out these caps. There's one there, and there's one there, and that will access our fuel mixture screw or air mixture screw, whatever you like to call it. I'm sure I'll have one of those terms correct. There's a little cap covering these, I'll drill one out real quick and I'll show you what it looks like. Step number one, you drill a hole right in the center of it there. I used a 1/8 inch drill bit. I found a screw that threaded into there, and then you're just gonna wiggle that plug out of there. And it should come out like that. See, it's a little bit thicker than you think, so when you're drilling, just drill nice and slow through it. And now we can access that mixture screw in there. This is a emissions thing, something like that. They set it and then you can't adjust it. So by removing that plug, now you can adjust that and get optimal tuning on your carburetors. So there you go. I adjusted both of these adjustment screws to about 2.5 turns out. Now you have to mess around with those once it's installed, but it's just a good baseline to start, 2.5. All right, and I'm going to return these carburetors to the gentleman who brought them over here, and hopefully that's going to solve his problem now that this slide is working properly. So, like I said, I just made this video just to keep an eye on simple things like that. It'll really bite you. He put a whole carb kit in here and been messing around with it for quite a while. I hope that we solved his problem. All right. If you're liking my content, give me a thumbs up, leave a comment down below. If you're not already a subscriber, please consider doing so. Click the bell, all that other stuff. Thank you very much for watching. Get out there and find your adventure. Adios.